pocket against Harris. The step, another three!
Oh, he's on fire!
Zach LaVine with 4 triples in quarter number 4.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into Toyota Bulls Postgame Live. Cam Smith alongside my guy, Kendall Gill, 15-year NBA vet, former Chicago Bull. And Kendall, we were in the green room watching Zachary Thomas LaVine. I'm throwing out the full government to let everybody know that I'm serious about how official Zach was in that fourth quarter to give the Bulls this major 122-112 win against the Detroit Pistons.
He was. And look, it seems like Nikola Vucevic ran the first leg, Kobe White ran the second leg, and then they gave Zach LaVine the baton to bring it home running the anchor leg because he was absolutely on fire. Zach loves playing against the Detroit Pistons, though.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he does. His biggest games come against the Pistons, and, you know, he waited late. But I love to see how he came on at the end because he really needed a game like this to see the basketball go through the hoop the way that it did. I mean, this was night and day between last night and tonight for this whole Bulls team. And it was just a great sight to see.
No, definitely a great sight to see. And this is something that we touched on in the pregame show with Zach, is that you talked about him having a history against the Pistons and having these outbursts scoring the basketball. Just going back to last season in October, towards the end of the month, in Detroit, he had 51 points in just over 30 minutes. So he's a guy that understands that when his time is ready for him, he's stepping right into it and knocking down shots.
Well, I mean, he said it in the walk-off interview that he could do it anytime he wants to do it. I mean, and I believe him because Zach is that potent of a scorer. He can score at will whenever he wants to. Will he have an off night every once in a while? Yes. But more times than not, you'll see things like you saw tonight when he is hot. I mean, he was hot tonight at the end of the game.
All right.
7-14 from 3.
Let it go. 6 threes in that fourth quarter for Mr. Zach LaVine. Okay, so we're going to continue this Zach LaVine conversation because we're going to get to our Toyota play of the game. And yes, it involves Zach LaVine, but not from the arc. Is Zach doing what he does best? And that's attack.
Oh, push cross.
And lift.
That's the push cross move. We were talking about that.
We talked about that, right? Exactly.
We talked about that. That's the push cross move. And that, honestly, has become one of Zach's best moves off of the fast break. When he's bringing the basketball down, all Bulls fans look for him to do this move all the time because it's effective.
Yeah, he found that launching pad right there inside of that paint. And if you jump up, well, you're just going to be on that poster like Jalen Duren is. So we saw the greatness of Zach on that dunk, but we have to go to his teammate Patrick Williams and the shoulda, coulda, woulda been dunk that he had, and off a great pass really from Ayo Dosunmu. Kendall, this is the 7th missed dunk for Patrick Williams this season. Is this something that's starting to not even become a concern for you, but more so of a red flag with Patrick Williams in terms of how he can finish around the rim? Because at his size, missing dunks like this can't happen.
Yeah, even with layups, he's had a problem this season missing close layups as well. So it all becomes a mental thing. You know, you just gotta put it down because right after that play, Billy pulled him out of the game and sat him on the bench to have him think about it. He's got to make those plays. He's 6'8", 235 pounds. He should be throwing that thing down with a vengeance all the time.
Yeah, and that's one of those things you can't look at your hands and say, can't wipe your hands and say, my hands are slippery, or looking at the lighting in the arena, or look at the basketball.
You could do it maybe once or twice, but seven times?
No. That's all you, my man. All right, let's get back to the Zach LaVine conversation in terms of just how he can score the basketball, especially in that Bulls uniform, because with his outburst today, he moves to 7th all-time on the Bulls all-time scoring list and moves past a Bulls legend in Aldridge Gilmore. So, I mean, the great thing about Zach is that we see the dunks, but with his game, you've seen him be able to make himself a more well-rounded player since coming from Minnesota with the 3-ball and, of course, with his post-up situations.
Yeah, I mean, he can post up. He can take you mid-range. He can knock down the 3. Of course, we just saw his 3-point display tonight in the fourth quarter. He can also get to the rim off of the dribble. And the thing is that Zach is a tough shot maker. Okay, even if you're hanging on him, he still can make the shot. And that's what's so difficult about guarding him. You don't know what he's going to do, and you don't never know when he's going to pick the basketball up to shoot it. And on top of that, he has range. He has quickness.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's all of those things in one, which makes it a nightmare to guard him.
8 seasons with the Bulls. Are you surprised that he's moved up this quickly and to be in the 7th spot on the all-time scoring list?
No, I'm not surprised at all because, I knew Zach was a scorer when he was at UCLA as a young fella. I knew that he was a scorer when he was with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And to have 8 years here with the Bulls and to be one of the guys that's on the court most of the time.
Yeah.
With his scoring ability, no, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, the scoring ability, the ability to make those tough shots. I mean, we see it time and time from Zach, but you have that fourth quarter like we had tonight where he just steps up and just unleashes.
And not only that, the confidence, the gall.
Yeah.
As we said, to believe it. And he believes that he's one of the better scorers in this league, which he is.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
agreed.
And that's part of the reason why you got to have guys like that on the court, because ultimate belief in himself.
Yeah,
That's what Zach has.
Let's go to the guy that ran the first leg of that scoring onslaught for the Chicago Bulls, and Nikola Vucevic, who started hot and continued throughout the rest of the ball game. Scored a season-high 29 points tonight, KG. And when you have Vuce really getting his game going from outside, and we saw him mix it in inside of the paint, how major is it for this Bulls team to get their big man cooking early?
Oh, it is major because now you can run the offense through him. Vuce is a very capable passer as well. And you keep him happy, okay? Because when Vuce is happy, we're a much different team, okay? Because he can give you the point production that you want, but also, and I've said this in the green room to you, Cam, he starts playing defense a lot harder.
Yes, we saw Vuce talking more out there. Not to say that he didn't before, but he was more assertive with his communication on the defensive end.
More assertive, and we know some of that had to do with last night too.
Right.
But because he was scoring the basketball tonight, he was extra intense on the defensive end.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So big games from Nikola Vucevic and also Zach LaVine. The Bulls get a major win against the Detroit Pistons. One of those feel-good, pick-me-up type of wins for this ball club, especially on the road against a young and hungry Pistons team. But, Kendall, we have to move it forward because we have some somber news to report on regarding a Chicago Bulls legend, and he is Bob Love, who lost his battle with cancer at the age of 81 today.
Yeah, and, such a sad thing because Bob meant so much to the Chicago Bulls organization, meant so much to the city of Chicago. I can remember Bob calling me in times that I needed somebody to talk to, and he and his wife would take me and my wife out and have breakfast. And he was such a great sounding board for me, always had a smile on his face, always had a warm personality for everyone, not just for certain people. And it's just a tremendous loss, not only for the Chicago Bulls, but for our community here in Chicago as well. Yeah,
I sent this out on social media regarding the loss of Bob Love, is that he was a legend on multiple levels. And it wasn't just the basketball world and aspect of that, but just as a person of what he meant to the Chicago Bulls community, the city of Chicago, the community, just so many different people that he impacted.
Yeah, and a guy that was totally loved in the city. From the kids to all of the elders that watched him play. When he was here with the Chicago Bulls and young guys like me, which he used to call me, and he still did, young fella. He meant so much and set such a great example for us.
Yeah, and the Chicago Bulls released a statement via social media regarding the passing of the legend Bob Love. And it reads in part, the Chicago Bulls mourn the passing of Bob Love, who passed away today in Chicago at the age of 81 after a long battle with cancer. Bob was a true legend and a beloved member of our family. During his 9 remarkable seasons with the Bulls, Bob was a 3-time NBA All-Star, a tenacious defender, and a cornerstone of our team. With his number 10 jersey hanging in the United Center rafters, his on-court achievements are forever etched in history. But Bob's impact transcended basketball. He became an inspiration figure and a passionate community ambassador for the Bulls, dedicating himself to charitable causes and uplifting countless lives with his motivational speeches. We are profoundly grateful for his enduring contributions and legacy both on and off the court in Chicago. Our deepest condolences go out to his wife, Emily, his family, and his many friends. Additional information regarding memorial services will be shared at a later date.